ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო.
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
Hello, dear chess friends. This is Batumi, Georgia, and this is World Youth Championship under 8, 10, and 12 open and girls section. So today we have round number 3. I am Grandmaster Valeri Gaprindashvili, and today I'll be with you. So the games are already in progress, but we don't have broadcasting yet. As you know, we are 15 minutes delaying the live, so it will be ready in couple minutes. So until that I want just to announce the situation of the tournament. I will start with the open section under 12. Here we have 26 players with 2 points, so we have 13 pairs that will play between each other. So in the girls section under 12, here we have 19 players with a max score with the 2 points. So 9 of them are in pairs, and one went down with a 1.5 point player. This is just a quick review. Later I will talk in details. So the next is open section under 10. We have here with the 2 points 31 players. So 30 of them are playing between each other, and one player went down. In the girls section under 10, here we have much less leaders. We have 22 leaders which are playing between each other. And the open section under 8, let's see what's the situation there. Here we have 13 boards with a max score. It means that 26 players has 2 points. And the girls section under 8, I will take a look what's going on there. There we have 9 boards. With the 2 points which are playing between each other. So I will take a look now at the live games which are not in progress here to broadcast. So I'll be back in a couple minutes as the games will be ready. We will continue our live. So we are back and we have the games in progress now. Let's start with the open section under 12. On the first board here we have Vaz and Ethan playing against Movahed Sina. As I already told you, we have here 13 pairs, 26 players with the max score with the 2 points. So here Vaz Ethan and Movahed Sina, both of them are having 2 points. This is just the beginning. We are in the opening move number 3. Okay, we will do the quick review now of the games, and then of course we go in details. So I want just to mention, as I have a chance now, I have to mention that this guy, this player, Movahed Sina, is doing very well. His quality of the games is quite well. He is quite active, creating the problems to the opponents all the time and trying to be active. This chess player is from Islamic Republic of Iran. And okay, in 2 words, I will say that this country is improving much in chess, and I want, of course, to wish the best luck to them. Let's go to the next board. Board number 2, where we have Grut and Tommy with white playing against Dilgar Dalai. Here, both of them has 2 points. The rating favorite is player with the black, Dilgar Dalai, who has 2190 elo points. This is also the beginning. Let's see, I think it was the English defense from the beginning. Yes, c4, e5. So it is very similar to the Sicilian defense, but with the opposite colors, all right? With white e4 and c5. And they continue with the same manner. It is just a Sicilian with the opposite colors. Bishop b5. Okay, let's see what Dilgar Dalai will choose here and what decision he will make. On the board number 3, here we have Mohammadian Sichani against Lebedev Artyom. We reviewed yesterday Mohammadian Sichani Arcia's game. Also was quite well played, and let's see how he's gonna continue. He is the rating favorite also in this pair. He has 2117. This is just the beginning. We have the Italian game here with the e4, knight f3 and bishop c4 for white. So everything is ahead in this game. Of course, nothing unusual is happening till now. The next board we have Tuledinov against Robel Matthias. So I will take a look here. Both of them has 2 points, and the rating favorite a little bit is Tuledinov. He has 2076 and the opponent has 1923. So it's interesting how it was. Just a second, let's take a look. e4, c5, knight c3, bishop b5, knight d4 and knight f3. Yes, it is black to move. It is part of the theory. Nothing unusual and unexpected is happening. Let's go to the next board. We have board number 5 here. Plotnikov playing against Udipi. Let's take a look who is the rating favorite here. The rating favorite is Udipi, the player with the black. Okay, this is also just the beginning. The white did not play any basic opening. They played just the structure with knight f3, g3, bishop g2, which is also possible. So it means that white decided to start fighting from the first move without any theory in it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next one we have Lysenkov against Tregubenko. This is board number 6, and here Tregubenko is a rating favorite. His rating is 20 69 and the opponent's rating is 1859. So quite interesting on the position on the board. The pawn's gone somewhere. G pawn and B pawn is out of the board. So I think it will be interesting to take a look at that, how it was happening from the beginning. Let's go. So E4, C5. Yes, it was Sicilian defense. So knight F3, D6. Okay. Yes. Here we are. E5 line, and somewhere white played G4, I think so. Castle. This yes. And B5. B4 and yes. Okay. Okay, now I see. Now I see. Both of them are playing quite quickly. It means that they are ready for this opening. They are well prepared. So let's see whose preparation gonna work more and better. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Ghazarian against Sovinsky. I will take a look what's going on in this pair. Who is the rating favorite? Ghazarian. That's board number 7. And the rating favorite is Sowinsky, who has 2050, and the white has 1757, the rating points. Okay, I like to say all the time that in the top boards there is no extra favorites, you know, and there is not a big deal between in the difference between the rating. Everybody is playing well there. Everybody is playing well, so we are just using it as a statistic to say that who is the rating favorite, but actually who is a favorite, that the result gonna show us in the end, as it always happening. Okay, let's go to the next game, board number 8. Here we have Kuruatilla against Adiredi Arjun with a very unusual position for this tournament, as we are having quite much theories in the openings for this tournament. Here it was King's Gambit. I hope so. Yes, E4, E5, F4, Knight F3, G5. Here we are. Here we are. This is quite complicated line and needs good knowledge. And let's see how the opponents are ready for that, to have such a kind of complicated line from the move number 2, we can say like that, because from move number 2, whites are already pawned down. Okay, let's go to the next board. The next board, here we have number 9, Keneshbekov against Temirbekov. I think they should be from the same country. I will double check it. No, they are not from the same country. The blacks are rating favorites. They have 2042 and the white has 1732. So we have here the typical Sicilian defense. Let's see how it goes. Yes, nothing unusual is happening for now. We go to the next board, board number 10. Board number 10, here we have Dao Huang playing against Azowali Yehonatan. Okay, here also nothing special is happening. Here the rating favorite is white, who has 2026 from China, and Azowali Yehonatan is from Israel and having 1765. Now I go to the girls section, under 12. Let's take a look what's going on there. So in girls section, under 12, On the first board is playing Erdogan area again Aria. Actually, it has to be Aria. I'm talking about the name for the player with white. And with the black, Preobrazhenskaya Diana. So we were talking quite much about her yesterday, that she's doing a very good chess, and I think this fellow has a very good future in case of private attention and hard work, of course, because she's doing a quite good chess. Let's take a look what's going on here by ratings. So Preobrazhenskaya has 1994 rating points, and the white Erdogan Aria from Turkey, so sorry, Preobrazhenskaya is from Russia, and her opponent with the white Erdogan Aria is from Turkey. So both of the countries are like quite strong in chess. They are developing and improving much. Soon I like to see both of these chess players with the international titles as high as possible. So I will wish the best luck to them, and let the stronger will win. So what we have here, this is just the beginning. We have the Sicilian defense with the c3 line. Nothing much is happening for now. Let's go to the board number 2, where we have Imom Kuzieva against Kaliahmet Elnas. Both of them are having 2 points, yes, of course, and the rating favorite is with the black. This is Kaliahmet, and the white has 1481. So yes, nothing special here in the opening. Let's go quickly to the next game. Here we have Hariharan playing against Mgeladze Kesaria. Both of them are having 2 points. This is board number 3. The rating favorite is Mgeladze from Georgia. And what position do we have here? It's quite strange beginning. Let's take a look how it was earlier. So d4, knight f6, bishop f4. Yeah, the kind of London system. Okay, d5, e3, a6, h4. Interesting. Knight f3, bishop g4. Quite interesting game already for now. I think here white has to play knight e5, and when the black will capture on e2, queen takes e2, later castle, the long side castle, and in case black will do the short side castle, there will be the attacker ready, as the white has the object to attack there, I mean the h5 pawn, so it is possible to push g4 immediately, or after preparation playing f3 and then play g4. So we have on our cameras exactly this pair. No, sorry, that's not our pair. Pardon me. Yeah, that's it. That's it, actually. Yes, that's it. Kesaria Mgeladze is with the black, and with white is Hariharan. So this is quite interesting position. Let's see what happened there. As I see on video, it's knight e5 played. Bishop takes e2, queen takes e2. Okay, we'll be back to this game. Let's go to the next one, where we have Yusefian with the white playing against Kurukiasharian Sona. Let's take a look at them. Both are having 2 points. The whites are rating favorite with the 1765, and the black with 1484. As I see here, we have another Mora gambit happening. Let's take a look from the beginning how it was. e4, c5. Yes. and g6 line. Okay. Here, of course, white has the compensation for the pawn down. Of course, there is a compensation, but how big is the compensation that this game will show to us? We have those players now on our camera. You can see it with black is Sona. Okay, let's go to the next game. Here we have Holyavko Maria playing against Shubhi Gupta. I will double check their points and ratings. Okay, actually the points are of course max. They have the max score. This is 2 out of 2. This is board number 5. Holyavko Maria has 1421 rating, and with black Shubhi is a favorite. She has 33. This player is from India. So I was talking about Iran, I was talking about Russia, I was talking about Turkey, how much they are developing and improving in chess, and of course we have to put India also there and more countries, but now I stop about India because we are talking about the Indian player. We had the chess Olympiad 2022 just 1 month ago, around 1 month ago. Which was a very well organized. That was a great event, and I had a big pleasure to be there. So that was just amazing. And one more time, many thanks to Indian government, Indian Chess Federation, all FIDE and so on to organize such a nice event in India. So now about the position. About the position, we have to get back to our job. So yes, this is also just the beginning, but I think the white already has a quite good position, as they can, it's interesting whose move is it. It is black to move, so last move was c4 played by white. They can take the b6, they could take even the b6 bishop after what they gonna have the pair of the bishops. This is kind of advantage, we know that. So that will be the tough game for Shubhi for sure. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Jumagali Ryan against Merkulova Victoria. I will tell you about their ratings here. So this is board number 6, and Jumagali Ryan has 1278, and her opponent Merkulova Victoria with black is a rating favorite, has 1715. Okay, this is just the beginning. There is no point to stop on this position much. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Husseinova Lala with white against Abramkina Veronika. So in this pair, Husseinova is a rating favorite. She has 1702 and Abramkina has 1445. So the player with the white is from Azerbaijan. The player with the black is from Russia. In the both of the countries, the chess is very favorite. So let's see how they're gonna do in this game. The position is slightly better for white, but everything of course depends how they will fight later. Let's go to the next board. On the next board we have Maklakova Naomi playing against Altinbek Ayaru. So Maklakova has 1635 rating points, and the opponent Altinbek Ayaru has 1373. The last one is from Kazakhstan. And the white and the player with the white is from Latvia. One more amazing country where was the Women European Championship couple years ago in Riga. and there was excellent conditions again and again. I have to thank them for that, and it was a very nice memories from that country. About the position, what could we say? So let's start from the beginning. It's interesting how it was there, and they did quite few moves for this half an hour and more that they start playing the game. So d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, c3, okay, interesting, c5, okay, and it's like with the opposite colors. We have the accepted queen's gambit with the extra tempo for white. So a5, okay, that will be the interesting game. So for now it is white to move, so Maklakova is thinking how to continue. The next board we have Gan Emily against Semenova Vasilisa. So both of them has 2 points, and the rating favorite is Gan Emily. She has 1550 rating, and the opponent has 1332. I think blacks are doing quite well in this position for now, as they developed all the pieces. All of them are minus plus, okay. Of course, no danger for white at all, but I think that fighting for advantage with white here in the opening was missed, and okay, that will be the long fight. That will be the long game, I think so. And the last board here with 2 points. Here the whites, Belaya Lilia is having 2 points and playing with the player with a 1.5 point. With the black, this is Ferrer Naranjo. I'll try to pronounce that how it originally has to be, right, on the Spanish. I think she's from Spain. I will double check. No, she is not from Spain, but okay, the last name is kind of very similar, so it has to be Ferrer Naranjo. Oh, and what they have here, slightly better for white. They have slightly better for white. So Belaya is having a small advantage here, nothing special, as the black's position is quite solid and there is no special danger there. Let's go to the open section under 10 and let's take a look what's going on there. So open section under 10. Here on the first board we have Damodaran Patrick against Mendes Aaron. I will double check their ratings. Okay, I remember that the Mendes has to be the rating favorite, but anyway, I'll go to their pairings now and we'll announce it for you. So Damodaran has 1630 rating from England, and Mendes Aaron has 1990 from Canada. About the position is quite interesting. A lot of moves done for this time. Let's take a look how it was from the beginning. It was the Sicilian defense. Yes, knight c3. Okay. Yeah, very brave e5 and very brave acceptation of the sacrificing the pawn on e5. So what's actually going on here on the board number 1 in the open section? Let's take a look, as the position is quite interesting, right? On the move number 14, and the whites are pawn down. They sacrificed that pawn. They did not blunder anything, definitely. They just sacrificed that pawn, and let's see what's going on here. Let's take a look. White has different options here, but I can't see anything special for them, any special compensation for being pawned down. So let's see how it goes. It will be the interesting game for sure. So okay, I will not stop here much, as we have to take a look at other boards also. On the board number 2, in the open section under 10, we have Smirnov Mark against Kocharian Vace. So Smirnov is a rating favorite. He has 1985 and Kocharian has 1627. One is from Kazakhstan, and the black is from Armenia. Also, quite developing countries from the chess point of view, both of them, Kazakhstan and Armenia. And we have the very interesting pair here playing on the board number 2, where the white has slightly better position because of the space. Without any special problems for now for black. So let's see how they gonna fight later. Next board, here we have Gyurnatan against Kakavand Ramtin. So Ramtin is with the black, and the rating favorite is Gu Ethan. Kakavand is from Iran and Gu Ethan is from US, United States. Okay, I have to say a couple of words about United States also, as we already talked about the Iran. This guy is with black, the player from Iran, Kakavand Ramtin. Now let's talk a little bit about United States. You know that yesterday we had the special guest, the legend of the chess, Susan Polgar. We were talking about the level of the chess in US, how they are developing, and okay, this country is doing the great job to develop the chess. And the numbers of the chess players is raising not every month, I think every week and every day. So this is a great job for any of the countries to develop the chess so much. Okay, here, as I told you, Gu Ethan is a rating favorite, but as I also told you, actually there is no favorites at the board when you are in top 5 or top 10. All of them are the good fighters, and everything depends at the moment who will be in the better conditions and who will show the better performance. So the position is almost equal, and everything again and again depends how they will fight later. So next game, here we have Lakan playing against Ambartsumyan. This is just a second. I have to take a look which board is that and what is the ratings. So this is board number 4. Lakan Rus David is from France with a rating 1886, and Ambartsumyan Tigran is from Armenia and he has 1594. So the rating favorite is a white. This just again and again for statistic. From other point of view, the position is quite interesting. Nice. So it was the Sicilian dragon system, which will show us a very complicated game. I think so. Okay, we will be back, of course, to any of these games. Now let's go ahead. On the board number 5 was, yes, that's a board number 5, where El Husseini Iyad playing against Vincenti Leonardo. A very European match. Sorry, no, it's not so European, pardon me. Here the black is with a 1848 rating from Italy, and the white, El Husseini, has a rating 1570 and he is from Egypt. Yes, my bad, that's not a European pair. I just miscalculate something here. I thought that Vincenti was playing against Lacan, who is from France. So, about the position, slightly better, okay, very well known pawn structure, and the opening, slightly better for white, so black needs to do the couple super correct moves to equalize completely the position and to don't have any danger. Let's see how Vincenti Leonardo will play will act and will solve these troubles that are threatening to them. I mean the attacking on the queen side, the open file that the white has for now, and a little bit more active pieces than the black. But again, I have to say that there is no special and any how to say it, any danger that the black has to pay their super high attention. Of course, they have to play accurately to equalize the position. Let's go to the next game. On the next game here we have board number 6, Kleimenov Nikolai against Pisarchik Richard. Here Kleimenov is a rating favorite. He has 1845 and Pisarchik Richard has 1578, and with a very interesting position on the move number 13. I don't know somehow why, but every game I am going to, and I want to take a look what was happening before. On the moment when I see that, it is move number 13 everywhere. Okay, let's go and take a look how it was happening from the beginning. So from the beginning it was e4, e5. Okay, knight f3, and for knight's defense, a6. That opening becomes, I mean, the name of the opening for knights becomes last 50 years. Before that 50 years, it was 4-horse defense. I don't know, you know that or not. So the name of the knight was horse. Okay, d4, take on d4, knight takes. Yes, taking. I think Pisarchik is not doing his best here. Putting the rook on a7 is not the best idea. And e5. As I told you, that's a problem with the rook on a7. And what's the problem? The problem is that if the black captures on e5, then queen e3, game over. Queen is hanging and the rook is hanging on a7. So, you know, when something wrong is happening, it shows itself immediately. Yeah, so we have to avoid the wrong moves as much as we can. Yeah. For example, now let's take a look, go a little bit earlier, where Mr. Pisarchik played bishop e6. So maybe instead of bishop e6, it was better to capture on d4 first, for example, like this, and then play bishop e6 with the less problems on the board, with the less problems, definitely. Instead of that, bishop e6 and oops, taking on a7 and then rook on a7 is a very strange piece there. Now e5 is hanging, so I think maybe it was the last chance to go back with that rook and play rook a8. But still, here could be some troubles connected to queen g5, for example, and on castle, maybe e5. Yes, but I think at least it was better than it happened in the game. After e5 here, what to do? So we have to move with the knight. When we are moving with the knight, for example, okay, I don't know even where, because if it goes on g4, there could be, sorry, if it goes on h5, there could be g4 played. and the white trapped the knight. And sorry, and so where then? On g8? No. No, no, and no. But if there is no more chance, okay, what else to do? Okay, we have to say that Kleimenov here with white has a very good advantage against Pisarchik. That was board number 6. Now let's go to the board number 7. Where we have, it's very interesting how to pronounce that last name. This is Stanica, Stanica, or Stanica. So I will try to see where he is from. He is from Romania. So if he is from Romania, it has to be Stanica. Stanica Andrei. I hope so. Because from the Yugoslavian countries, for example, it has to be Stanica. From the Latin countries, it's going to be Stanica. So it's very, very interesting thing how to pronounce the last names, as you did not hear all of them, right? So in that case, I didn't hear all of them, and I just guess how to pronounce, trying to fix it with the countries where are they from. So Mr. Stanica here has 1524 rating, playing against Liu Zachary Hankun. And the rating favorite is Liu, having 1845. He's from Canada. And the position is, okay, I don't want to say slightly better for black. I don't want to say, because they are a little bit behind in development, but the fact they have the pair of the bishops are promising us much more than the white has. But okay, we also have to mention that the position is closed and the power of the pair of the bishops will not be so fillable for now. That's why I'm not saying that it is better for black. It is almost close to the equal position. Let's go to the next board, board number 8. Here we have Radzimski. Radzimski playing against Obijonov, Oryat. Let's take a look at them. So Radzimski has to be from Poland. Yes, has 1709 rating, playing against Obijonov, Oryat, who has 1518. So from Uzbekistan. Take a look at the position. Also close to equal. Okay, I will not stop so long for, I wanted to do the quick review. Instead of that, it was like a very large and long review. So let's go to the section. I hope girls under 10. Yes. Girls under 10. On the first board, we have Kovalenko Taisia playing against Basari Senemgul. Just a sec, I will take a look at their pairings and will announce the ratings. So Kovalenko has 1317 and Basari is a rating favorite with a 1536. Kovalenko is from Russia and Basari is from Turkey. So as a countries, it will be a very nice game. So let's see how Kovalenko and Basari will play this game. For now, it is problem-free position for black. Also, whites are not having them, so it is very close to equal. They're gonna fight in this game later, much more than they did until these 10 moves that's done. So for now, we have board number 2. Kekelidze playing against Venskaya Nika, where the Venskaya Nika from Russia is a rating favorite with a 1470 and Kekelidzianeta from Georgia with a 12.63. Let's take a look how it was happening until now. d4, knight f6, c4. So as you see, it is a King's Indian. Very complicated game, very complicated game. It is very difficult to say for now. The position is quite complicated. Let's see how they will fight in this position. And the next board, here we have Mirzakhani against Igoshkina. Mirzakhani Bahar from Iran with a rating 1461, and Igoshkina Anna from Russia with a rating with a 1256. For now, the position is slightly better for white, we can say like that, as the attack on the king side is ready, and they can push f4, g4, f5, and so on, as much as the opponent will give the chance for that. Okay. That was board number 3. And board number 4, we have Zavivaeva Kristina against Cisco Evangelina. It was the Italian game happening as an opening. So they are on the board 4. Zavieva has 12.22 from Russia, and Cisco Evangelina has 14.21 from Greece. The position is without any problem for black, as they are very well developed, very well developed. The bishop on a6 and the bishop on c5 are very, and whites are a, and that's because of that knight on a little bit more time than necessary, and that's why now they are behind in development, and they have some danger with the king, so the position for black is quite good here. Let's go to the board number 5, and then we go to the open section under 8. So the next game here is Edge-Simont Blanca against Amanjol Hanzada. I will check their ratings. As I remember, Amanjol has to be the rating favorite. I'm talking about Hanzada. Let's take a look. So this is board number 5. Edge-Simont Blanca has 14.10 and Amanjol has 12.41. So my bad, pardon me. The whites are the rating favorites. The position is very close and smells with a draw. But let's see, everything could happen in this game, but it is very close to draw. Now we go to the open section under 8. On the first board here we have Juma Nazarov Ibrahim against Jahria Kushal. I will tell you who is the favorite in this pair. So this is boys number 8, sorry, open section under 8, and Juma Nazarov Ibrahim has 13.88 and Jahria Kushal has 18.23. So actually this is a very high rating for this tournament in this age category. This is under 8 open section. So excellent rating for now. Jahria Kushal playing with black against Juma Nazarov Ibrokim. The position is close to equal, nothing special is happening. Let's go to the next board. Here we have Safin Safarullah Khan against Zhogiev Roman. The position for black seems quite okay, as there will be no special danger on the king side for black. That pawn on h3 makes a very big sense. If there is no pawn on h3 and there is a pawn on h2, then the white has more chances to attack on the king side, to put the rook or the queen there. Now the pawn is on h3, it means that we could not put our queen or the rook on the h file, which is making our chance to attack less. So black's position is quite okay here. The next board we have Anapuredi against Nguyen. With a better position for white, as the black has a big pawn on b7, we can say like that. That's a bishop, but not doing much and stuck in his own pawns. But okay, let's see. It's not like the whites are completely better and there is a very big danger for black, but the position for white seems actually better. So let's go to the girls section under 8. Here we have Diao Sujia against Zatkovska Lila, where Zatkovska is attacking quite actively, and that's an excellent position for black. That's an excellent position. The rating favorite, as I remember, it has to be white. I'm talking about Diao Sujia. I'll go to the pairings, and yes, white has 1630 and the black has 1125. Very big difference between those two players in elo points, in rating points. There is a difference with 500 points. But again and again, I said already twice, and I have to repeat that the rating points does not make any big deal, any big point. The most important thing is who is in the best condition and who is doing his best. I'm talking, of course, in the top tables, for example, top 5 or top 10. There are, all of them are the good and the strong players. So black has a very good position here. Let's go to the next board. Next board we have Kiritopoulo Eleonora against Sivanandan Bodhana. And the position is quite complicated. The position is quite complicated. Let's go to the last board we have to review here. This is Charvi with white against Shankaraeva Jansaya. A very close structure. They got it from Philidor defense. I will take a look. Yes, that was Philidor. Yes, with the slightly better with white, we can say like that, that it's slightly better for white, as they have a little bit more space and their pieces are more active. So we review all the opening parts of all sections, and now we go to have a short break, and we'll be back soon, and let's see how the chess players, how the opponents are doing later after the opening, so how they are actually fighting. We'll be back shortly.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
უხარული ვარ, რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის. მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო.
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო.
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
Hello, we continue. And for them who just join us, I will remind you this is Batumi, Georgia. This is a World Youth Championship with more than 750 players from 69 different countries. Today we have round number 3 and I am Grandmaster Valeri Gaprindashvili with you, and we continue our broadcast from the live games, and now I go to the open section under 12 where we have Ethan Vaz playing against Sina Movahed. I will say a couple of words again about the player with black who is doing pretty well. Let's see how he will continue doing well. Here we have isolated position where whites are trying to be active to create some threats. So I will say in couple words about the isolated pawn that by itself isolated pawn is a weakness, but it is a weakness mostly in the end game. In the middle game it is giving us the space. As you see now on the board, white has more space and it gives us the chance to be active. What is the white trying to do in this game? But everything of course depends how they will fight later, how dangerous and important threats will white create. Otherwise, if the game goes step by step, time after time to the end game, then that isolated pawn will be a big trouble for white. So compared to the previous games that Movahed Sina had, it was kind of more complicated positions with very important tactics inside, and the fight was about getting the initiative. This game is absolutely different type, and it is very interesting to see how Sina will react on that, how he will play this kind of position, as the target for black here is not to get the initiative at all. It's not at all. More, the black has to stop opponent's initiative, trade couple pieces and try to go to the end game, and then try technically to use that weakness of the isolated pawn to win the game. So this is absolutely different style, and type is more important now than to create some tactical complications and to beat the opponent there. So that's why I'm saying that it's very interesting how Sina will try to do that, and how the opponent, of course, Ethan is not like sitting and doing nothing. He will do his best. So I think this game will be very interesting. But for now, nothing unexpected is happening, nothing so important is happening, and everything is ahead here. So on the next board, on the board number 2, we have Grut and Tommy against Delger Dalai, where the blacks are the rating favorites. And let's take a look at the position. It is white to move. It is white to move, and as I see, whites are pawn up. They are pawn up. So it is easy to protect the pawn on c4, which is hanging for now, but after d3 there will be no problem with that. And the whites are just pawn up. Let's take a look how it happened. It was a blunder or something different. Let's take a look. So it was c4, e5. So this is a position where we are talking that it is a Sicilian with the opposite colors. Yes, and sorry. Just a blunder. I will take one more look at that. So from here, take bishop b5. Now the pawn on e5 is hanging. Knight c3, take on c3. a6, a6 is very strange move. a6 is a very strange move, and actually this is a blunder. It was necessary to support the e5 pawn. That was just necessary, so maybe with the bishop d6. That makes sense. That makes sense. So instead of that, Mr. Delgerdalai played a6, and the white just captured the pawn, and they are just pawn up. Yeah, that will be very difficult here for black to survive, yeah, as they are already in the end game, and in the end game the importance of the extra pawn is much higher than in the middle game, so the white has all good chances to win this game. Let's go to the we have some moves played already. Yes, d3, bishop b4 check. Okay, here king e2 works as well, bishop d2 also. Whites are just pawn up. Let's go to the next board. Here we have Mohammadian Sichani against Lebedev Artyom. Mohammadian Sichani is 2 pawns up. That's easy to see. And it is also white to move. So what's going on? There are just 2 pawns up. White can play simply knight f3, for example, without any problems for them. Let's take a look how it happened. So Italian game. One pawn gone, and another pawn gone. Okay, it's kind of gift from Mr. Lebedev. Yes, what to say? Yeah, they did one more move. They did knight f3 and queen b5 in the game. Okay, whites are just 2 pawns up, so on move number 22, we can say that the whites are just completely winning. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Tolentino against Roubal Mathies. It's a opening part still they are having. The blacks are a little bit behind in development. For example, if they play knight e7 here, it's a4 possible. Also f4 is possible. I think it is slightly better for white. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Plotnikov against Udipikala. With the equal position. with the equal position. Next, we have Lysenkov against Tregubenko without the G and the B pawns on the board. Okay, it seems like white has a quite good position. They want to play c4. They want to play c4. But okay, the king is not so safe, but the white just have to take care about, and everything will be okay. What about d5? It's very interesting. If the black will play d5, what's going on there? So this is a typical move in Sicilian. We know that if the black can play d5, they have to play d5. And it will be at least equal. If it is not losing the d5 move and you are pushing d5 in Sicilian, it will be at least equal for black. So if d5 works here, then we have to change our evaluation and say that the black's position is absolutely okay. So just in case if the white capture this, I can capture with the knight as well with the bishop. And now white could not do this because of this, this, and this. And if the king takes, then we take on d5 with just losing position. So that does not work. So what to do with the white after d5? Okay, I will not stay too long on this. And let's see what Mr. Tregubenko will decide to do. Next board we have Razorian against Sowinski. Still we are having the opening part where white looks slightly better. Nothing special happening. Next board we have Kuru Attila against Adiredi Arjun. Sorry. Attila sacrificed 2 pieces. It's interesting how it happened. It's actually interesting. It was the King's Gambit, as you remember. So let's take a look. One piece gone. And another piece gone. Not yet, but here. Very strange game. Yeah, that was a blunder. White blundered knight f6. Okay, and what to say, playing this position with the 2 piece down, it's just losing. Just losing because I can't see any initiative and any compensation for white. They are just 2 piece down. Yeah, it's a little bit strange that the whites are losing on the move number 17. Another game we saw that whites are winning on the move number 20. Okay, I was not expecting such a games on the round number 3 in the top boards. I'll tell you honestly. Okay, let's go to the next board. Here we have Keneshbekov against Temirbekov. And here we are, super complicated position, super complicated position. It is white to move. I think they can play just king b1 in case they don't want that pawn hanging with the check. That's possible. Also, it will be very interesting to play knight d5, but on knight d5, black will just capture, and they will play queen e7. And on the next move, they can castle, so that we don't want. With the white, it was very interesting how it was before. So knight f3. So this was the position. Queen e2, e5. Knight f3, bishop h6. The pin. g3, take. No, that's not done in the game. The whites are thinking here. So maybe, as I told you, just king b1. But somehow the black's position seems quite okay. Quite okay. In case they will not be, even in case they will not be pawn up, the position is already okay for them. So let's go to the next board. Here we have Dao Huang against Azouli. Also a very strange position. It is white to move. If the white captures on f4, it's clear that the black want to capture on b2. Now f2 pawn is also hanging, so this is quite good for black. White does not have to capture on f4. So f4 is quite interesting move that black did. So from g7 to do the job to help the queen in attack of d4 pawn. So f4 makes a very nice sense. Let's see how white will face that, that idea. The thing that I don't like for white, which is easy to see, just take a look. All the white's pieces are on the first rank. Why? All of them are on the first rank. It could not be the advantage with the pieces like that, right? So they have to pay more attention on that fact and activate their pieces as much as they can. Next board we have Vamparala against Wallinger Nikolaus. The position is quite interesting, but I think problem-free for black, as the isolated pawn is on the board and there is no initiative and no aggressive ideas for white to create any threats. That isolated pawn is also blocked, and I think this is a time and the moment where we could say that the isolated pawn is more weakness than the strength. Let's see how they gonna continue here. Before that, let's go to the girls section under 12. Here we have on the first board Aydogan Argaya, where we have still the opening part. The black did not do the castle yet. The white's position seems quite interesting and good. They want to play c4. So the last move was rook fc1. They don't care that the black has knight f4, because they are ready to give that bishop, for example, to play queen f1, and in case black will capture on d3, we will capture on d3. And then we have to push c4. And it will be quite complicated game. Let's see how they will do. Okay, let's go. Until that, let's go to the Kali Ahmed. The position for black just seems great. It seems great. Yes. I think here the only side who has the problems, this is white, not black. On the board number 3, here we have Hariharan against Mgeladze. We are still in the opening part, but the position for black is quite okay, without any problem, pardon me. So the last move was castle for black. Later the idea could be both of them. c5, pushing c5, like this. For example, just do castle for white. We can say just do the random move. So then c5. That could be the idea, and also preparing the e5 with the rook e8. And on the next move to play e5. And what does white have? Nothing much, nothing much. Yes, that will be a very interesting game later. On the next board we have Yusefian attacking Kirkiasharian Sona. Attacking, and they are very active, as they have to be in Mora Gambit, and now it is totally unclear for me how the blacks are going to protect the f7 pawn, which is hanging, and not only the pawn is hanging, but the exchange is also hanging on h8. So after knight f7 it will be the fork. The knight is attacking the queen and the rook on the same time. So it seems to me the white has a decisive advantage here. Yusefian is showing a perfect performance, very good, doing a very good chess. Next here we have Holyavko Maria against Shubhi Gupta, where whites are piece up for this moment, but it is black to move, so they will capture back the bishop on h4, I think so. So let's take a look at the last game. So it was bishop f5 and rook a1. Very nice move. You see, bishop f5, so unusual move. Bishop f, excellent, excellent. So the point is that if the white will capture on f5, then it will be rook e3, and when the queen goes somewhere, black just capture on c3. So for example, queen d2, then rook takes e3. I think it was anyway better for black to go on this than to play rook a1, but Holyavko decided to play rook a1 and rook b1, and maybe she miscalculate that the black could capture on e4. She miscalculated. So black has actually the choice. Or not. That's very interesting. Do they have a choice? Okay, when I'm saying choice, I mean that, okay, of course, queen takes h4 is possible. Queen takes h4 is possible, but there is another move also. Bishop takes e4 and rook takes e4. So on bishop takes e4, what I don't like is rook takes e4. And for example, now if I take on e4, they take, and I take on h4, whites are just winning. They are winning the rook. So that's why after bishop takes e4, rook takes e4. Yes, that's not good. That's not good for black. And let's take a look at rook e4. So what's my point? My point is that if the white will capture on e4, I will capture on h4 first. But White can capture my queen. And in that case, I capture the rook. So here is some tactics happening, but I don't think it is so good for black. I understand that if the white capture on f5, there is a checkmate in one. This is kind of trap, but not so difficult to see. So maybe black, okay, on the same time, white's rook and the queen is hanging. So maybe black will play queen f3. And on queen f3, maybe bishop g4, but okay, that's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. I think black has just to capture on h4, and yes, they did it in the game. They did it in the game, queen h4 and queen f3. Okay, what to say here? White has kind of compensation for pawn, but nothing special, nothing special. Let's go to the next board. Here we have Jumagali Ryan against Merkulova, where we have excellent rook takes b2 on the board. Let's take a look how it was happening. So in this position, long castle. Yes, okay, this is quite typical position for the Sicilian dragon system. Rook b8. Oh, no. That could not be good. That could not be good. Taking the pawn like that, I think it will not be good. Bishop e2. Queen a5. Here, you know, maybe even interesting was to play c5. If I am not blundering, e5 move. Maybe white has e5. Yes, kind of complications. Maybe still queen a5 and continue like that. Could be, you know, could be. That's quite complicated, but okay. We have what we have. Rook takes b2. Yes, taking on b1 now is very dangerous because of rook b8. And on king c1, just knight e4. Oh, sorry. There is queen a3 checkmate in one move. And if they play king a1, then there will be knight e4. The knight is pinned, so white has to capture like this. And after bishop c3 or queen c3, it's a checkmate. It's a checkmate. Okay, we have a move done in this game, and the very interesting things are happening. So on rook b2, white played queen d3, and another tactical hit, knight e4. All of them are quite typical for dragon system, and it seems like Merkulova knows that very well and using that knowledge also very well. I want to take a look at the pairings of this board, who is the rating favorite. So give me just 1 second. I want to double check the ratings. Yeah, the position seems like just winning. Just winning. So Merkulova has 17-15. Yeah, and she was the favorite in this game. Black has, Jumagali has 12-78. Okay, the position seems like winning, totally winning. So now let's go to another board. Here we have Husseinova against Abramkina. Here nothing special is happening. Slightly better for white again. It is, it's not any danger to black yet, but okay, step by step, white could improve their position. let's go to the next game where we have Maklakova Naomi against Altinbek Ayaru. We still have the opening part, we can say like that. This is totally opposite. I mean, it is opposite. I mean, it's a Queen's Gambit. It's a accepted Queen's Gambit, but with the opposite colors. Yeah, totally the same. So if we just change the colors, and white will be black, it will be the same position as in the accepted Queen's Gambit, where the white are tempo up. They have one more tempo, so maybe it's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Of course, it is white to move, and they have to take care about the e4 move that the opponent is threatening. So maybe let's play once h3, and in case I need, I will play g4 also. So whites are pawn up, but the opponent has a compensation, definitely. So how much is the compensation? That we're gonna see it soon, what's gonna happen in the game. Now let's go to the next section. This is open 10, open under 10. And here the rating favorite, the first board, Mendes Aaron from Canada, if I remember correctly, is just easily winning the game. The game will be over soon. On the board number 2, we have Smirnov against Kocharian. Slightly better for white, nothing special. The all game and all fight is ahead, and let's see how they will fight there. On the next board, we have Guo against Kakavant, where Guo is just pawn up. Yes, he has a perfect chances to win this game. Next one is Lakan Rus with white against the Ambartsumyan Tihran. Opening part, we are having opening part, the dragon system, which is excellent to play for the kids with this level. And why am I saying that? Because here is a very active play from the both of the sides, and it is very nice all the time to see the kids in the positions where a lot of tactics and attacks are happening. Next board we have here El Husseini against Vincenti Leonardo. So Vincenti developed his rook on d8. That's already good, but still the position is slightly better for white, as they have the advantage on the king side. They have the extra pawn, and the black has the extra pawn on the queen side, which they could not use. And the white, they can already use their extra pawn on the king side. They can push them ahead. Nothing gonna stop them, so that's why maybe it is, not maybe, we can say that the whites are slightly better here. If it is enough to win the game, that Mr. El Husseini will show to us. Let's go to the next game, where we have Kleimenov Nikolai against Pisarchik Richard, where Pisarchik already resigned. He already resigned. So it's interesting what happened here. If you remember, we are taking a long look at this position. After e5, yes, knight g8. Okay, after knight g8, it's just impossible to survive. Take queen d4. Yes, here we are. Another trouble connected to the rook on a7. That's it. Yes, that's it. So the point was that if the black will support the rook on a7, for example, if they play b5, then the whites are gaining the rook anyway, but they are gaining another rook now. So that fact that black leave their rook on a, okay, first they leave their bishop on a7 and they didn't trade the bishops, and now they leave their rook on a7 and just lost the game. It was a chance to move with the rook from a7 to a8, but they didn't do that. They did not do that, and here we have the punishment, 0 point in score sheet. Okay, let's go to the next game. Here we have Stanica Andrei against Liu Zachary. Yes, almost the equal position, almost the equal position. There is nothing special happening there to stay for a long time. Radzimski against Obijonov. It is black to move. What is Radzimski threatening? It is super clear, I think, for everybody. He is threatening to play queen h6 and just do the checkmate. So he just wants to do the checkmate. So maybe queen e2 with black. And when the rook moves somewhere, for example, like this, then queen g4. But you know, here, because of the weakness of the black's king, it could be still the bad position. But if we don't trade the queens with the black, then it could be even worse. Let's go to the next game, where we have Anand playing against Shilon. Too complicated position, too complicated. Of course, white's chances are better. White chances are better, but it is a very complicated position. Yes. Next is Nikot Valentin against Dauren Darmin. It's also almost equal position. Now I will go to the girls section under 10. Let's take a look at the first board, where Kovalenko Taisia is playing against Basari. Very interesting position. Very interesting position. Seems to me black has the better chances because their bishop on g7 is quite strong, so they have the pair of the bishops advantage. So that's why I like black's position more than the white. On the second board we have Kekelidze playing against, where Venskaya is just piece up. So they are trading the queens now, and in the end game it will do his best to get the initiative and start attacking somewhere on the board. So that somewhere could be king side or the center. Okay, white has a space. White has a space. Slightly better position. Why not? It's an advantage for white. Next, yeah, we have one more board here. Zavivaeva Kristina playing against Cisco Evangelina. And the position for black seems quite okay. It seems quite okay. They have quite active position. And the white's king is in a very big danger. White's king is in a very big danger. Okay, now we have to go to the open section under 8. Here on the first board we have Juma Nazarov Ibrahim against Jakhria Kushal. It is white to move. And the black create some troubles to white. They activate their pieces, and now when there will be no c5 pawn on the board staying on c5, then the black queen from a7 also will start doing the job. All other pieces are active, so it compensates being pawned down. It actually compensates that fact. Board number 2, we have Safin against Zhogzdiev. Here nothing special is happening. Nothing special is happening. I'm not sure about putting the rook on g3 at all, because what's next? How to attack next? Blacks are just slightly better. Next board is Anapuredi playing against Guen Trong. Very interesting position. It is black to move, of course. Where to move with the queen, as the queen e5 is also hanging with the check. Very nice game. So okay, maybe queen h5. On queen e5, rook g7 and f6. What's going on f6? Queen h3 check. Yes, I don't believe in the magic like this. I don't know. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Let's see what's gonna happen in the board. The next we have Aposto against Zheng Lerui. Where the bishop and the kings are hanging on the same time, but black, I think black could sacrifice that exchange. I mean, when the bishop captures on c8, black captures on c3. That makes sense, but again, I don't believe to the black's position. I don't believe to that. Now let's go to the girls section under 8. Here on the first board we have Diao Sujia against Ratskovska. And as I see, Rzadkovska, Lila, is pawn up. Let's take a look how it was, for example, from here. Seems like black's position is quite okay. Yeah, what to say? They are just pawn up. for nothing. Their pawn now technically has to be winning. Next board here we have Kritopoulos Eleonora against Sivanandan. Black has a quite active position, very active position. The problem is that h5, that pawn is kind of extra, but on the same time they are doing the bad job for black, as if the h file was open. That was much better for black. But still, my bishop on g4 is better than the knight on c3, and black's position is with advantage. Next one is Charvi against Zhankarayeva Zhansaya. White seems like a piece up. Let's take a look what happened there. In this position, b5, take, sorry, take knight b6, bishop f1, c4, take, black has a compensation, but nothing more for now. So let's see how they will continue fighting here. Now we will do the short break again, and we'll be back soon with you, continue reviewing the games online. Thank you for watching.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო.
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
Hello, we are back from Batumi, Georgia World Youth Championship, and we have our games in decisive part. So today we have the round number 3, and let's start with the open section under 12. The first board here we have. This is Vaz Ethan against Movahed Sina. So we were talking quite much about this game, about this player with the black, which was doing a perfect chess in the previous 2 games, where it was like extremely important who will get the initiative. Today he has absolutely another type of position, where he has just accurately start the opponent's attack and opponent's initiative, and we see that he is doing it quite well with the black. So we have isolated pawn position, and that isolated pawn with the less pieces on the board will be more the weakness than the power, and now everything goes to that. So let's take a look how it went until now. So from the opening the position was like this, then e6, castle, yes, g6, last moment we saw that was the position, a6, take, take. Yes, maybe taking on c6 was not the best, but let's take a look if there was any other move. For example, on a6, if I play bishop d3, yeah, because if the black captures on d4, maybe I have bishop g6. Makes sense. Why that? Because to don't trade the pieces, as after any trade, the weakness of the isolated pawn is raising up. So that's why white has to be careful with trading the pieces. So Ethan capture on c6, take, bishop g5, okay, what to say, and knight d5. They already did couple moves there. This is the position, so let's take a look how it was after bishop g5, knight d5, bishop takes, queen g5, knight f5. Here we are. This is what we were talking about, d4 pawn. Now it becomes to a weakness and to a trouble for white. Pawn is hanging. I'm thinking about queen f6. I'm thinking about queen f6. What's going on after queen f6? That's actually a very good place for the queen. Could be that the white will get anyway the initiative. Okay, it's true that the whites are not threatening anything for now, but how to improve for with the black? Because if we continue attacking the d4 pawn with this move, I think white could play d5. And queen takes b2 does not do any big trouble to white, as I will just capture this also. The position is quite okay here for white. Okay, let's see what happened there. Let's go to the next board, board number 2, where Delgerdalai just lost the pawn in the opening, and after that he just pawned down. He just pawned down, but he's doing his best, and okay, of course he has some chances to survive in this game, so let's see if he will use this chance. Next board, oh, what an ending. Here we have Mohammadian Sichani against Lebedev. It is white to move. I think Mohammadian Sichani could do better. Let's take a look. Let's review how it was until this. So, for example, let's start from here where he was just 2 pawns up. And I said that the game was over there. It was move number 20, and now we have move number 51 with the counterplay that the blacks are having. So it's not so clear it's winning or not. Okay, it has to be, but that's another story. We will talk about that later. Until that, let's see what happened in this game until now. It's just an extra complication, you know. When you have the completely winning position, the only thing that you have to take care about is to don't give any counterplay to the opponent and to don't make any complications on the board, and the game will be done by itself. I'm talking when you are completely winning. So of course whites are completely winning in this position, so why not to capture on f7 twice? For example, knight f7, rook takes f7, rook takes f7, queen takes f7, and let's play bishop e3. Simply, yep, just simply, without any complications at all. So, what's the white's only problem? The white's only problem is the undeveloped queen side. So, just develop them and the game will be over. Instead of that knight f5. Of course, the game has to be winning after even knight f5, but why to do these kind of things with the rook on a1 and the bishop on c1? Right? Just a simple techniques. Just develop those pieces and the game will be over by itself. Very interesting how the white get to that position. Yeah, they lost the d4 pawn. I think they blundered the check also. Oh my god. Yeah. It's very strange. It's very strange. They developed the queen side, but it was already too late. Immediately as they developed the queen side, they lost those 2 pawns. Okay, at least one of them. b1, Technically winning, but again, technically. Not practically, technically winning. No, no, and no. No and no, no, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. Okay, as a move, maybe it works, but as a strategy, it does not work. So why not to capture that a6 pawn? For example, why not to play rook a7 here? I think the white were so winning that they lost their concentration. Let's play rook a7. So black rook could not be active because then my e-pawn will be very dangerous. Okay, being active, I mean it couldn't go to f3 and then capture on h3. It takes too much time. So for example, if the black will play rook f8 after e6, they could not play rook f3 anyway because there will be rook a8 check. And then I just promote or go to the pawn's endgame. So after rook a7, they are kind of forced to play something like rook e6, then king d5. The game is over. The game is just over. Instead of that, rook b6, very strange rook b6, and after a5, also very strange e6. Yeah, how many times white could capture that pawn? How many times? The a pawn. They didn't do that. Yes. Trading the g7 pawn on a2 pawn is not the best option for white at all. Now the a pawn is a counterplay. Okay. Maybe the position is still winning. I'm not saying that it's not winning, but definitely here will be much more problems for white to solve than it was all the game. All the game. So they did already couple moves, so I will refresh it. Let's take a look. This is a position. Yeah, maybe it's still winning. Maybe it's still winning. The king just goes on f6 and then it goes to g6. Maybe it's still winning, but you know, just troubles for free, for nothing. Okay. Next game, here we have Tulendinov against Robal. Too complicated position. Okay, what to say here? It's very close to equal chances, not as an evaluation, it's just the equal chances for both of the opponents because it is very far away from just equal. Yeah. It is with the chances for the both sides. I like to say that. Next board, we have Plotnikov against Udipi. Having the same type of position as it was in the opening, it is very close to equal. Next game we have Lysenkov against Tragubenko. So it happens. What we are talking about? Okay, just take a look. It's interesting. We are reviewing this game for a long time. Yes, on b3, d5. This is what we are saying. Taken bishop d5. King b1, and this is a position. Yes, this is what exactly what we are talking about, that the black has to play d5, and after d5, if they are not losing, then the position is at least equal. So I have to stay on the same point and the same mind, and the black's position is absolutely okay here. The black's position is absolutely okay, but okay, still complications with the chances for the both sides. It depends how they're gonna continue fighting. Next game we have Ghazaryan against Sowinsky. Ghazaryan is definitely having the advantage. white has the pair of the bishops in the open position. Also, the queen on h6 is stacked. The safety of the king. So a lot of things. So it gives us the rights to say that white has a big advantage. They have the big advantage. Next game here we have Kuru Attila against Adi Reddy Arjun, where the blacks are just piece up. They are just piece up, so the position is just losing. Next board we have Kaneshbekov against Temirbekov. It is black to move, and they are pawn up. So I was saying about this position before, and I will repeat that the black has a big advantage. Next game we have Dao Huang against Azoulay. Oh, what an unusual two pieces against the rook. This is white to move in this position. So black has rook and the 3 pawns. Rook and the 3 pawns, but those pawns are blocked. That is giving some chances to white, but still. I like black's position much more. Next one, we have Vamparala against Wallinger. Not the best isolated pawn for white. Not the best isolated pawn. So white's, black's position is preferable. Let's go to the girls section, under 12. On the first board, we have Aydogan against Preobrazhenskaya, where is a great fighting here. Preobrazhenskaya created some g5 on the move b4. Which is quite interesting, you know. A very good decisions. Again, I have to repeat, I love to see the kids doing the decisions like that. Yeah? Just imagine in this position, black does not love the position that they have, and they decided to make it complicated. Excellent decision, you know. The very important decision for this age. So, dear chess friends, this is what the chess is teaching to our kids, making the important decisions alone. You are alone and you have to solve the problem. You have to create something. You have to make the decision, important one, and you are doing that. And just imagine that those people are doing the same important decisions in life also. That's quite important thing. That's quite important thing. And I love to see kids doing the important decisions by their own. So g5, c4 and queen d7. Okay, the fact is that if the white capture on d3, black wants to capture here and then capture on b5. Yeah, this is the Preobrazhenskaya's idea here. So she's acting, she's doing the job. That's excellent. Let's see how Aydogan will answer. It will be it is already very interesting and good game, and I am sure it will continue with the same manner. So now we see them on the camera. Next board, we have Imom Kuzieva against Kali Ahmed Elnaz. Where Imom Kuzieva is pawn up, but having the unsafe king and the bad pawn structure. So definitely here is a compensation for Kali Ahmed. Third board, we have Hariharan against Mgeladze. Geladze start creating the troubles to her opponent on the queen side, and she did what we were talking about. Who was watching us from the beginning? We were reviewing this game and saying that the plan for black is to push c5, and this is exactly what Kesaria did, and she started her active acts on the queen side. After all of this, of course, the position for black is better, and let's see how she will continue attacking and pressing the opponent on the queen side. Next, we have Yusefian here with a great game and the great knights on d6 and f7. Okay, what to say? A very big advantage for white. I think that Yusefian will end up correctly also and just win the game. But let's see. There is still fighting, and as I see, Kirkiasharian Sona is not going to resign without fighting. So everything depends on them. The position obviously has to be very bad for black. Next board we have Holeavko Maria against Shubhi Gupta. Shubhi Gupta also activate her bishops and make the hit in the center. She pushed d5. Technically the position is winning for black. Next we have here Jumagali Ryan against Merkulova Victoria, where Victoria won the game. Yes, that was the game where Jumagali captured on a7, which was absolutely the bad idea. When you are playing e4 and against c5, you are learning how to play there against dragon. You have to know that the pawns like a7, capture them is very dangerous. So next time it will be a very good experience for this time, and for the next time Jumagali will improve her dragon system with white there, how to play. Let's go to the next game. Here we have Husseinova Lala against Abramkina Veronika, with a clear advantage, where the b file is under the white's control. They can double up there. Also the bishops are quite active, doing the job, mostly the d6 bishop. The only active piece that the black has, this is the queen on c2. So the thing that we have to pay our attention is that the black has knight e4, or they don't have knight e4 because of bishop d3. It makes sense, right? Or instead of bishop d3, even bishop b3 is, even bishop b3 is interesting. Okay, the problem with bishop b3 could be queen b2. And now the knight is not hanging because of queen b1 check. And when the king goes, the black capture on e4. So instead of bishop b3, we have to choose bishop d3 to do the double attack. Now the black queen could not go on any useful and fruitful square, because the next move will be rook takes e4. So that's why knight takes g3 and bishop takes c2. Yes, this endgame is a big advantage for white. So it seems like the whites are having the advantage there. So let's see how it goes. Next board we have Maklakova Naomi against Altinbek Ayaru. So it's very interesting if Maklakova played h3 in the moment that we were talking about. Bishop e7, castle, rook e1, and h3. That's correct. And queen b3. So yes, whites are pawn up, and black has a compensation. Not much, not a big one. So just a compensation, small compensation, we can say like that. So let's see how it continues. Now we go to the section under 8 open. A lot of games are done there already. On the first board, Mr. Mendes beat Damodaran. Here the black was the rating favorites. Next board we have in progress playing between Smirnov and Kocharian Vache. A very brave king on g3, but it is safe. It is safe, so the position is very close to, again, I'm not saying, when it is a fighting, I'm saying that it is with equal chances, but here it seems like very close to draw, as a lot of pieces, I mean the rook's gonna trade on e-file, and without the rooks on the board, it will be very difficult to create anything from any of the sides. So this position is very close to draw. Let's go to the next board where we don't have the game over, but the white has a very big advantage. It is white to move. Somehow blacks are trying to survive. Okay, I understood that they are trying and they have to. But what is actually happening? What is actually happening here? So let's consider this thing. Knight takes f7, rook takes f7. Quite interesting moment, quite interesting. Yes, maybe it's not winning straightly, so okay, whites are pawn up, but the position does not seem to me as winning already. Of course, they have a very big advantage. We will see how Mr. Gu will continue there against Kakavant. Next game, we have Lakan against Ambartsumyan. Ambartsumyan is showing us the excellent skills of sacrificing and attacking and doing the tactics. Seems like a big advantage for black. Seems like a big advantage. Let's go to the next game where we have El Husseini against Vincenti Leonardo. Here black definitely has the chances to draw. They have a chances, but whose move is it? It is, wait a sec. It is white to move. So what's going on after bishop d5? So what was the last move? It's very interesting. It was rook a2, rook f4, and knight d7. Yes, but what's going on bishop d5 then? Why knight d7? Is it another blunder? Okay, seems like a blunder. The rook goes and I take on f7. Yeah, knight f6 was not necessary. That was not necessary. Let's go to the next game. Okay, here Kleimenov already won Pisarchik. Next we have Stanica against Liu. Stanica is trying his best on the king side, but okay, everything is protected and safe there for black. So I'm afraid later c2 pawn will not call to protect it. And if the white goes to protection, to defense, if they go to defense, then it will be the definitely better position for black. So I don't see how they could improve the attack there, so it is very tricky position. Could be that black has the advantage here. Next game we have Radzimski against Obijonov. Oh, so black survived. Black survived. Let's see how they survived after queen g5 here. Queen g5, queen h6 was coming. So queen e4, f3, queen takes c2, rook d2, check, c3. Oh, they attacked the f6 pawn. That's nice. Oh, oh. Wait a sec. Wait a sec. King could not survive anywhere? Oh my god. Excellent skills from Obijonov to survive. He shows us the excellent skill. On king h3, there will be bishop c8 check, right? So, what to do? On king h4, there is queen f2 check. Then what does it mean? The king could not go anywhere. Yeah, that's correct. So if they trade the rooks, here of course there is a good chances to survive as trading the queens. Okay, that's gonna be draw. That's gonna be draw. Yes, that's gonna be draw. The white could not improve anything there. Even if they gain the c pawn, they will be pawn up, but what to do next? The black king gonna stay on g8 and the bishop will stay on a6 f1 diagonal, and the white could not continue improving. They could not capture or even attack anything, so it's gonna be draw. Next we have Anand playing against Shilon. The same type of position, same type as it was about 7-8 moves ago. The whites are better. Now we go to another section. This is girls under 10, where Kovalenko Taisia is playing against Valeri. The position is very complicated. Both of the sides could win this game. Here we have Kekelidze lost against Venskaya. She lost with the white, as there is a fork and black will be rook up. Let's see how it happened in the end. Just bishop e8, yes, and that's it. Okay. Next we have Mirzakhani against Igoshkina. Totally winning for white. Totally winning, okay. If there is nothing else, I have queen e7, but that something else will be queen b8 check, right? And now on king g7 there will be g takes f7 check, game over. And if the black will play queen e8, then I will just capture on e8 and just capture everything there. Yes, so it seems like game over here. Mirzakhani is beating Igoshkina Anna. Next we have Zavivaeva against Sisko. With a very interesting position on the board. It is white to move. Yeah, it's very hard to say here. Very hard to say anything. Here we have AC Mont Blanca against Amanjol. It is black to move. Also very complicated endgame. That C pawn is quite dangerous. That C pawn is quite dangerous. Here we have the open section under 8 in progress on the first board. Juma Nazarov Ibrahim is with a pawn up against Jakhria Kushal. But Black has a very active pieces. They have a compensation for sure. It is white to move, so I think it is time to move the king like king f1, king e2. White has a chances to win. They have a good chances to win. Next board we have Safin against Zhogdzhiev. Last move was rook g5. Let's take a look how it was before that. Wow. Very interesting. So what's going on? That knight is hanging, right? Knight is hanging. And the black will be piece up. So in this moment, when the white capture on f5, it seems like it was not the best. Next board here we have Anna Puredi against Nguyen. So if you mention a lot of games under 8 is in progress. In the previous days it was opposite. They were ending up the game, finishing the game the first. Now they are the last. So the last move here was rook a6. I think the white will play king b5 and continue like that. Of course, black has the chances to survive, but that will be very difficult, very difficult. The next board here we have Aposto against Zheng Lerui, where Zheng Lerui won his game. In the section girls under 8, on the first board we have the result. Zatkovska won against Diao Sujia. Let's take a look how it happened in the end. So for example, let's start from here or even earlier. So there was the advantage for black, but not so big one. Oh, after blundering the d3 pawn, of course blacks are just pawn up. Yes. And nothing special happened later. Blacks just promote the pawns. Next board, Kiritopoulos against Sivanandan Bodhana. Bodhana won. Next game, Charvi against Shankaraeva Jansaya. Charvi won. Next game is Machina Victoria playing against Gwen Doan. Completely winning for white. Okay, now I will do the quick review of the section under 12 open and girls, and then we will do another short break. So let's go to the open under 12. Here we have Movahed Sina on the first board. So the white did not play queen f6 here, right? We were saying to do queen f6. Instead of that, they play knight e4, h6, queen f4, queen b5. You're fighting, you know. That Ethan is fighting. It's a good fighter. Also, I know the level of Movahed Sina, and fighting with him like this means that you are also a good fighter. Very good. Next board we have Gruten against Delger Dalai that they agreed on draw. That's so surprising. Whites are just pawn up. They are pawn up and they agreed on draw. Yeah, that's surprising. Next board, Mohammadian Sichani. What is that? He's rook up. Okay, this is just game over. The king goes somewhere, does not matter where it goes. And okay, here even rook a1 is sorry. No, it's not necessary. It's not necessary. It is better to do rook g1, sorry, rook g7. Rook g7. Checkmate is hanging. On the same time, I will take the pawn on g2. Or if the black play king c8, then I can do just rook d1 and later with e7, e8 just promote. So Mohammadian Sichani won his game. He is winning his game on the move number 65. That was winning on move number 20, but I think later he relaxed a little bit. He relaxed and gave some chances, nothing special, but some chances to the opponent. Next board we have Tulendinov against Robal. The same type, the position as it was from the beginning. Complicated. They did only couple moves. That move number 18 after 3 hours of playing. Yes, that will be the time trouble for sure, and let's see who will be better playing in the time trouble. Next is Plotnikov against Udipi. Again, the same type of position. Okay, with some changes of the pawn structure on the king side. There are some islands. There was only one island, now it's 2 islands there. Step by step, it could create the advantage for white. So next we have Lysenkov against Tragupenko. The same type of position here also, complicated. Now let's review the girls section under 12. Aydogan playing against Preobrazhenskaya. And Preobrazhenskaya actually did the same that we said, connected to taking on d3 and then taking on b5. So he makes the position a little bit more complicated, which is okay for black. And oops, it's move number 19. It means that it will be the time trouble there soon also. Let's see how they will fight there. Next board we have Imom Kuzieva against Kaliahmet Elnaz, where Kaliahmet has the compensation for the pawns, and I think that compensation is like enough, completely enough, and maybe more. Kaliahmet could try to play to win the game. Next we have Hariharan against Mgeladze. So Mgeladze open up the c file, and also she is the pawn up already, so technically the position is winning. Next we have Yusefian against Krkiasharian. Still the advantage. Maybe the white somewhere missed the part of it, but it is still the advantage for them. But we have to mention here also that it is move number 17 after the 3 hours of playing. Then we have Holyavko Maria against Shubhi Gupta. Shubhi Gupta is doing very well, and okay, actually Holyavko resigned in this position, so Shubhi get another point in her score sheet. Then we have here the result already clear, winning for black, for Merkulova. Next we have Husseinova Lala against Abramkina Veronika. It's not as big advantage as it was before, at all. The black's position is quite okay now. I think blacks are not risking to lose this game at all. And the last game we have to take a look. We have the same type of against Altinbek Ayaro. The whites are pawn up. Black has a small compensation for that. It is move number 3 hours of the game. Let's see. There will be the huge time trouble in this game. Okay, dear chess friends, now we will do the short break and we'll be back soon. See you.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში FIDE-ს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას
Hello, one more time, dear chess friends. Welcome to Batumi again, and we are having the World Championship, World Youth Championship here. We have round number 3, and our games are in the final stage. So we continue reviewing them. We start with the open section, under 12. On the first board, we have a big struggle there, where the white create the initiative and they create the troubles to black, who is move ahead Sina, the rating favorite, but the position is very dangerous for black for this moment. Last move, and also we have to pay our attention that it will be a time trouble also, which will make the blacks problems more, bigger, more dangerous. So the last move was played f4. I will review last couple moves that was played here. h6, queen f4, queen b5, b3, and g5. That's a little bit risky. A little bit risky because the king side becomes quite weak after that. King g7 and f4. Whites are trying to use that fact about the weakness of the king side. Taking on g5 is hanging. Taking on g5 is hanging, where the king will be in trouble. Okay, we will be back to this game, as it will be quite interesting game later also. On the board number 2 we already have the result. Board number 3 ended up. Mohammadian Sichani won. Next board we have Tolendinov against Robel. Still complicated position, as it was all the game. All the game was complicated. Next board we have Plotnikov against UDP. Yes, and as I told you, step by step, whites are doing better. They create extra island on the king side for black, which is a trouble because the pawn structure is not as well as white has. So black's pawn structure is worse on the king side. Let's see how Plotnikov will continue showing us his techniques of endgames. So I think that will be also a very interesting game later on. Here on the next board, Lysenkov is playing against Tragubenko. So enormous position. Last move was queen f3. So what's going on if the white just capture on h7? f6 is hanging. Sorry, my bad. The bishop is hanging on f6. And if the queen captures on h7, there will be the checks. There will be the checks. So maybe we can do something better with white. Okay, I can't see any clear way to win. White seems, of course, better, but how to win? Maybe that's not the question for this moment. Next we have Azarian beat Sowinsky. We are talking that the queen on h6 was quite stacked. And in the end the queen stays again on h6 and black just resigned. Yes, it's just absolutely losing for them. Next board we have Kurwatila, the ready game over here. Next board we have Kaneshbekov against Tamirbekov. What a nice position. How did they get to that? Let's take a look. Okay, let's start from here. They gave on f7 a little bit back. So here blacks are just pawn up. Take on h5 and rook f7. Wow, a very nice tactic. Very nice tactic that Kaneshbekov found out. Take. Kaneshbekov used his queen very well. It has to be the draw. Has to be the draw, but very complicated position. Yes, of course. Blacks are not risking to lose, but also winning will be a very difficult puzzle. Let's go to the next game. We have Dow playing against Ajawali. So many pawns again. That's actually unusual position. Just imagine the B pawn went to D file. So it went from B5 to C4, I think so, and then it goes to D3. So what do we have here? Too many pawns, too many pawns. 4 pawns, and okay, actually the pawns, but we have to mention that this is a pawn range. It's not just the pawns, it's a pawn range, which makes the power of them more dangerous for white. So if it is white to move, of course, the knight is hanging. So taking the pawn on c6 makes no sense, of course, because there is no time for that. After f2, we are threatening to promote. So rook f1 and g3, the pawns are unstoppable. So moves like that will not give any good result for white. Yeah, seems like the position seems like losing. The position seems like losing, as they have too many pawns again and again. Too many pawns, they are connected to each other, and they are 2 ahead already, and they want to promote. Any of them gonna promote for sure. That's as a joke. Okay, let's go to the next game. Here we have Vamparala playing against Wallinger with the almost equal position. Now we go to the girls section under 12. On the first board, Preobrazhenskaya is still fighting. Whites are doing also very well, actually. They are doing very well. The position is too complicated. The position is too complicated. With better chances for white, much better chances for white, but complicated. Next board, Kali Ahmed won this game. Yes, yeah, actually, yeah, you remember this game where the Kali Ahmed was pawned down, but she had excellent compensation, and we were saying that maybe that compensation will be more than only 1 pawn. So she proved that, and she just did the checkmate because of the weakness that the white king has. Next game here we have Hariharan against Mgeladze. Mgeladze is 3 pawns up now. There, the position is just losing for white. Next board, Yusefian against Kiasharian. Also totally winning, totally winning. The game will be finished soon. Next board we have Kholyavko against Shubhi Gupta. This we already have the result here. Shubhi won. Next one is also done. Next one is Husseinova against Abramkina in progress. Yes, this is a position, if you remember, we were talking about that the white missed a big part of the advantage. Later the black just equalized, and now the whites are in a very big trouble, as the black has a very dangerous connected passed pawns. Let's see if it will be enough for black to win the game. Next we have Maklakova against Altinbek Ayaru. So Maklakova is still pawn up. She is still pawn up. And still the compensation for black. So the type of the position is the same, and okay, it is so surprising. It is move number 20 on the after the 3.5 hours of playing, so it will be a huge time travel there. Let's go to the section open under 10. On the first board, we already have the result. On the second board, we have the game in progress. Smirnov against Kocharian. Oh, I was not expecting such a kind of rook on e6. So it is black to move. It is black to move. Okay, rook is on e6, but what is next? Okay, definitely that's a fact that black would not capture on a4 because of queen b2. And f6 pawn is hanging, and now if the black will capture this, then f takes e6, and on king g7 anyway, queen takes f6, and the whites are winning. But another question is how to improve with the white. How to improve with the white. The idea could be rook e1 and queen e3. That could, or starting with queen e3, threatening queen d4, and when the black queen goes to c3, then play rook e1. Rook e1, but in that case, black could capture on e6 with the bishop and play king g7. Complicated. The position becomes very complicated. Next game, yes, white won this game. White won this game. Go beat Kakavant. Let's go to the girls section under 10. On the board number 1, it is still in progress. It is white to move, and position is just losing. Yes, position is just losing. Those 2 pawns on D and E file is not so dangerous, so it seems like Valeri gonna win this game. Next board we have result already, black won. Next one on the board number 3, we already have the result also. Yes, we knew that. On the next board we have also the result. Okay, actually the games are over in this section, I mean the top games. Open section under 8, still in progress. The first board is still in progress. Yes, and the whites are improving. Whites are improving and getting the chances to win the game. Very nice game actually. Second board also in progress, but what's the point of being in progress with the 2 pieces down? Pardon me, the blacks are just winning here. Next we have the result, white won. Next we have also the result, black won. Okay, now I'll try to go back to the open section under 12, board number 1, board number 1. Here we are. All ahead somehow got the not the worst option that could be there after f4. Let's take a look. f4, knight takes d4 take, h5. So taking on h5 doesn't work. Why not to take on h5? Take on h5. Yes, why not to take? White has to take. After queen h3, queen f5, and queen e5. They are going to do the draw. Okay, actually the draw will be the obvious result of this game. Let's see if they will be agree on that. Next board we have also draw. Next board white won. Board number 4 draw. Board number 5 Still in progress. Okay, that's gonna be the long game. That's gonna be the long game. Whites are improving and improving all the time. Board number 6 also. No, board number 6, black resigned. Next board, Azarian won. Yes, so here also we don't have a lot of games in progress. We have the board number 1 where they could agree on draw or not. Okay, they did some moves there, so it seems like Movahead was not agree on draw. Yeah, this guy is a real fighter. He is a real fighter. So what happened here? Who declined the draw? Sorry, just a second. Maybe white declined the draw, and the white is also the fighter. Let me check. So queen e3, queen e5, queen f2, knight c6, queen f3, knight d4, and queen f6. Okay, later was take. Very complicated. Okay. Respect to both of the players. Respect. Very well done, guys. Now I will go to the girls section under 12. Here on the first board, Preobrazhenskaya is fighting again with the pawn down. It is white to move. Has to be losing for Preobrazhenskaya. This game has to be losing, but not so clear, and not so simple. It is quite complicated, and let's see how Aydogan will solve these troubles connected to the complications that we have on the board here. Next game is over. Next game is also over. Geladze beat Hariharan. Yusefian won. Shubhi won. Yes. So on the yes. We have the results here, and we have only one game in progress, and this is exactly Preobrazhenskaya on the board number 1. Let's go to the open section. Under 10, here we have the second board in progress. Let's see what was going on here after bishop d3. Sorry, not after bishop d3. Yes, queen a3, bishop d3, queen b4, queen e3, queen c3, rook c1. Whites are getting some chances. Let's see if it will be enough to win the game. Here we don't have any more games, top games in progress. Girls under 10. Okay, this game is in progress, but not a big deal at all. They can just play knight d5 anytime, or rook e8 and just capture the pawn. Even in this here rook f8 was hanging. That's why black could not play rook e8. So after king g7, they are threatening to play rook e8 and just capture those pawns, and with the piece up, just end up the game. Next is over. Yes, here all of them are over. Only first board is playing, but also will be over soon with the black's victory. Open under 8. Here it is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, that's a question. Which one is more difficult, to win with white or to do the draw with the black? Very interesting question. I think it is more difficult to win with white. But let's see how Mr. Juma Nazarov is thinking and acting. Girls under 8, here all games are ended up. I will go back to the open section under 12. Oh, I forget one game that was also in progress in top tables in the section girls under 12. That was that game with the pawn up for white. Yes, here we are. Here we are. These chess players also have the max score. They have 2 out of 2 points. And Maklakova playing against Altinbek Ayaru. So as I see now, Maklakova is just exchange up. So let's take a look how it happened in the game. After all of this. Yes, and Maklakova just won the exchange. So she's exchange and the 2 pawns up. And the game was played knight d3 and knight h2. Sorry, I missed the move. a4, knight g4, h5, knight h2, knight d3. It is move number 30 and it is a big time trouble. Big time trouble, that's why they are doing a little bit strange moves. Okay, rook e2 has to be done. Okay, we will back to this game also. Until that, let's take a look at open section under 12. Where both of the opponents want to win the game too much. Let's see how they get to that. So after king f2 that we saw, knight c2, okay, for knight d7. King g3 was in the game, okay, fate. This is a position. What's going on knight h5 check? And on king g8, just rook h6. Okay, actually knight h5 was in the game, so let's continue looking at that. We'll be back to this game. And now let's take a look at other sections. Section under 10 boys, I mean open, sorry. Here Smirnov continues creating the problems. Rook e7 is hanging. So what's going on if black captures on e6? Okay, in the game was played rook d8. So it means that on rook e7, blacks are going to play just simply king f8. And actually there is a question, why not? Maybe because of rook d7. What's going on here? There will be just rook e3. Rook takes d8, king e7. That's winning for black. So yes, maybe the white could not improve there, and there will be just a draw. Girls section under 10, and there is nothing left to review there. Boys under, open section under 8. The first board was a very interesting fight. Yes, here we are. It is white to move. It is white to move, and okay, rook c3 check is hanging, and they are eating the b3 pawn. Black gonna capture the b3 pawn. Yes, with a very good chances for draw. Next, what do we have here? Here we have nothing next. So we go again to the open section under 12. Rook h6. So is it exactly what we are talking about? King g8, rook h6. They repeat the moves. Very interesting position. Okay, again and again, the draw will be the obvious result here. Girls under 12. Let's go to that only game that's left. Oh, here we have one more game in progress. Wait, which game is that? Let's take a look at this. Oh, that's a game where the black has a bad position in the opening, then they improve, equalize, then they start playing to win the game, and later we have a very interesting ending. Black can still lose this game. It's amazing what was happening in this game. It is kind of task to find out the chances that to survive for black. If it is even possible. So, okay, f2 is just losing because of rook g8 check. King h2 and just take on f2. h2 is the next move, which is quite interesting. Rook g8 is forced. It's a good question where to move with the king. h4 or h3. So, for example, king h3, king f2. Now we have to promote to the knight. King f3. And maybe this move gonna help us. Could be, why not? King takes e4, knight g3 check, king f3, and knight h5. Rook g4. No, it's not helping. Okay, so if they play e4 is also the move. Rook g8 check, king h2, king g1. Oh, it seems like just losing. Yeah, too few chances. If Abramkina will find out something in this position that is surviving her game, will be very nice. Let's go to the next that we have in this section. This is girl under 12. Here we had one game, Maklakova, as I remember. Let's take a look at that. Here we are. Oh, where the piece is gone? Where the white piece is gone? Seems like Maklakova is losing now in a completely winning position. So she played rook e3, very strange rook e3 here. Rook takes b4 and then take on d3. Then why to play rook? Wait, I don't understand. Why to do that? Why to do that? If we are going to give that rook, let's give it now and don't give the b4 pawn. And let's play bishop a3. Okay, instead of that, rook takes b4, take on d3, take on b2. But where the knight's gone? So we are still exchange up. Yeah, that's a time trouble. That's a big time trouble. It's a big time trouble. Ah, sorry, in this position it's white to move. Oh my god, my bad. It's not, of course it's not losing. Pardon me, I was thinking that it is black to move. So the white will just capture on c7. Definitely they capture on c7. Yes, after capturing on c7. Okay, black has some counterplay connected to the d pawn. Let's see how it happened in the game. Yes, here we are. So after taking on c7, queen e2, check, queen b3, d2. I think it's necessary to play queen f3. But in case of queen e1, what to do, right? This and bishop c2. Then h5 is hanging. But what's going on then? Okay, we're gonna capture that h5, but after king g8, yeah, tough position. From the completely winning position, she went to a little complications there. And she's thinking right now we have, oh, that happened in the game. This is a position in the game. Better than bishop c2 I can't find and see anything. Yes, we will be back to that game later. Let's go to the open section. What the things are happening here? Aha. Now Mova had declined draw because he could repeat the moves. He did not do. He played f5, just give that pawn. He did not repeat one more time. He's trying to win the game by force. He's doing everything for that. but actually I don't see the chances to win the game here for black. I don't see it at all. What was in the game? Sorry, there was the games played quickly there. So after that, F7 was played. King E4 was played. And I'm afraid after declining the draw so many times, Sina could even lose this game. Okay, dear chess friends, as we have couple important games in progress, we'd like to continue watching that. So we have only couple games left, but quite interesting. So let's go and watch it till the end there. So we have also open section under 8, board number 1. This is what we were talking about, that black has good chances to do the draw, and let's see if they are using that. So what's going on after h5? This is very interesting. Instead of that, white capture on b3. In the game they capture on b3. Rook takes and rook c4. Position has to be the draw. Following the rook's endgame, it has to be the draw in this position, but of course not easy to do. So let's see if the black will do correctly everything. Goes under 12. We'll go to the games which are in progress here. Oh, the thing that we were talking about, exactly that thing happened. And the blacks are thinking in this position. So it's unclear what are they thinking about. So knight f2 is just losing immediately after king f3. Yes, it's just losing. So what's left? King h2 is a bad move because of king f3. Came over again. So only knight g3 left, and that happened in the game. Knight g3, king f3. How to survive here? Maybe with knight f5. But on knight f5 there is rook h8 check, knight h4 and king f4. So knight f5 does not work. Only knight h5 has left. Now rook h8 makes not a big sense because of king h4. So rook g5, king h4. Nice position. That kind of positions are happening once in life. Oh, we have moves done there. So after king e4 it was knight g3, knight h5, rook g4, knight f6. Yes, rook g4 was the move that we were talking about, and now knight will be So on rook g5 it will be king h4, yes, and knight will be close to the king, because if the knight will not be close to the king, we can just lose that knight. Okay, and then next we have Maklakova here. Yeah, she was forced to give back that okay, actually sacrificed that rook for the pawn, and here they agree on draw. Yeah, she had the chances to win the game. She had a good chances to win the game. Let's take a look at open section under 12 on the first point. Yes, this is what I was talking about. When you decline to do the draw so many times, you find and risking all the time, finally it could happen that you lose the game. Okay, but what to do? Sometimes it happens in life, but it has to be as an experience. That was board number 1. That was the first, how to say it, the loud result of the game, where the rating favorite lost the game. So congratulations to Vas Ethan. He had a very good skills, that's for sure. He's a real fighter. He was fighting and he deserved the victory in this game. So with that, my dear chess friends, I would like to say goodbye for today, and for tomorrow we are hoping to have the more interesting games, and be with us. See you tomorrow.
ბათუმი 15-28 სექტემბერი სოფლიო ჩემპიონატი ჭადრაკში ფიდეს ყველაზე პრესტიჟული ღონისძიება მოზარდთა შორის სოფლიოს 69 ქვეყნის ნიჭიერი და წარმატებული 783 მოჭადრაკე აზიის, ამერიკის, აფრიკის და ევროპის კონტინენტებიდან ითამაშე ჭადრაკი ბათუმში გახდი საუკეთესო მსოფლიოში
ხარული ვარ რომ წელს ბათუმი მასპინძლობს ჭადრაკის მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატს მოზარდთა შორის მინდა მივესალმო თითოეულ მონაწილეს და წარმატებები უსურვო.
FIDE-ს სახელით მსოფლიო ჩემპიონატის ყველა მონაწილეს ვუსურვებ წარმატებას.